Hey guys, welcome to the third and final video on my expectations for Elder Scrolls 6. There's been a lot of things that I enjoyed about the various Elder Scrolls games and a few things that I'm hoping will change or be added in the next one. One of the biggest things that could either hurt or help the next game is NPCs. I know it's a big thing to tackle, but the various non-playable characters have helped shape and even color the world that you get to explore with each new installment. The Elder Scrolls games are known for having great stories, adventures, and even side quests and characters. Without these characters and interactions, it's hard to imagine even these giant landscapes would offer anything engaging or interesting. This may be a hard lesson that was learned with the absence of humanoid NPCs in Fallout 76. Before that game, and hopefully after it, Bethesda will continue to put out incredible games with these amazing characters. With that, here are a few things that I think can be improved upon and I'm hoping will be in the next game. One of the reasons I immediately love the Elder Scrolls games is the complete freedom that you had. You could go almost anywhere and interact with almost anybody. Some of the interactions are filled with lore or surprise at how great some of the characters are. Other times the interactions may make you want to run a sword through their face, or maybe just you're one of those people who wants to do it regardless. Either way, when progressing through the game you'll eventually run into what's called essential NPCs. These characters could be Jarls, guild masters, or even characters who will, at some point in the game, need some kind of interaction to progress you through a quest. When going for your face stab maneuver on these characters and their health bar empties out, they suddenly feel the need to clean the floors. They shuffle on the ground for about 30 seconds and then get back up to attack you. Why was this mechanic added? Was it to avoid getting stuck in a place where you couldn't progress through the story because the quest giver is dead? The solution to this was already found way back in Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. If you kill someone who was vital to the quest, you'd get a prompt saying something like the thread of prophecy had been severed. After that, you wouldn't be able to go through the main quest further, but you could kill everybody in the game, including Vivek, and get his gear. If you're done laying waste to entire towns and want to do the main quest again, just load up a save right before you kill the essential character. This seems even more feasible because of how often Skyrim would autosave. I get why they would want to make essential characters unkillable, but I think it takes away from the freedom the games used to have. During the game, some of my favorite interactions were just with people along the roads or in the forest. These characters could be bards, hunters, drunks, or even highwaymen or women that are looking to steal your valuables. These kinds of interactions make the world actually feel alive, like these characters are living out their lives and you get to see a piece of it along the way. I would like a few more of these to add to an already great idea to help to make the world feel a little bigger. One of the downsides in Skyrim, and maybe even Oblivion, in my opinion, is just there's so much open space with very little interaction or other NPCs. Don't get me wrong, I think these types of areas are good and they should be in the game so you can enjoy the amazing views, but most of it feels like you're just running into wild animals or dragons. You'll also run into some interesting characters along your travels between cities. Possibly drug dealers even. Maybe someone who will come up to you and offer you something to take the edge off, or an orc who is looking for a good way to die. Or maybe even a Khajiit that somehow manages to be all over the place but doesn't really move anywhere. I love these interactions, and as long as these kinds of things keep happening, I wouldn't change a thing. Some of the quests you complete or fights you get into could end with someone willing to follow you into battle. I love being able to adventure with these characters and quests. Don't feel as lonely when you have them by your side. One of the things I didn't like about the follower system is that you can only have one. I mean, if co-op is never going to come to fruition, at least let us travel with a group of people. Maybe change the follower count to around 3 or 4. You could even have your followers work together to make combos happen so you feel like you're traveling with a party rather than a random collection of people. This also leads to another gripe I have, which is, why is there such little backstory for your followers? These people may travel with you for days at a time and you're only able to say like 3 things to them. Why not make the followers more like Mass Effect or Fallout, in that you can have more interactions with these characters the more stuff you do together? You could also complete quests that are specific to these characters so they don't keep calling you Thane when you're married to them. You should also be able to have werewolf and vampire lord companions. If immersion is an issue, your companions could ask you if you want them to wait outside of the town for you, or follow you into town and maybe even prompt combat. The option would be so much better than just to not have it in the game. Anyway, that was my final expectation for Elder Scrolls 6. I cannot wait to see what this game will be, and I'm hoping that Bethesda will make the game that so many people have been wanting and waiting for. Here's hoping that this is the best journey through Tamriel to date. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video or thought it was interesting, please like and subscribe. Thanks guys. Bye.